You drank Guinness?
Yeah, it was the nastiest shit ever.
And why people love that shit?
When like back in the day, like I would tell my brother-in-law because he would go to the liquor store all the time. Put your headphones on. He would go to the liquor store all the time, and it was a thing. I would tell him, "Hey, bring me a random beer every time." So every time he would go, he would just bring me a random beer, like just a random one, and they were all fine, like they were whatever. And then one day he came with Guinness Black. I don't know if that's what it's called, but it was Guinness, and it was black, like the beer was black. And he's like, "Try it." He's like, "This is my." He's like, "My brother. My brother loves this beer." And I tried it, and that was the nastiest beer I've ever tasted in my life.
Was it hot?
No, it was cold.
And it was still nasty?
Yeah, it was Guinness Black. I think there's different type of Guinness, but it was the nastiest beer I ever had in my life. But now that I think about it, I don't remember that can. There was a can. Remember that green beer that I bought? That was disgusting.
Yeah.
That's nastier than Guinness, so. That was the nastiest
an IPA
beer.
shit.
I don't even know what that is.
I remember shit from Myers.
I remember I took a picture of that shit.
Yeah.
If I have it, I'll put it up. If I have it. Or I'll try to find it. And if I do, I'll put it up. But that was the nastiest beer ever.
People love that shit. Especially in Ireland.
No, I don't even know how
I was watching That Was Epic. You know how he'd be giving money to random people?
Yeah.
And he was in Ireland giving people money. And they were drinking Guinness. And I was like, I know, I bet Mehmet already drank that shit.
Was it black? Like dark?
Yeah, dark.
Oh, yeah, that's the nasty shit.
And he was chugging it.
I don't know. Maybe I need to try it again, but that shit was nasty from what I remember. That and like Four Locos. Remember Four Locos too?
They changed them though.
No, they still have them.
Yeah, I know they still have them, but they had changed them.
I think they did change them because I think they were putting energy and fucking
all kinds of shit. Yeah. Because I remember that the dude that makes TikTok videos like of him just chugging liquor. He said 10 years ago, Four Locos, he said those boys will fuck you up. They had all kinds of shit. He said caffeine in them and all kinds of shit.
That's crazy. And we used to slam them bitches.
I know.
The lemon one. The lemon one was the easiest.
It was the only one. Well, the only
that was good.
Yeah, you could chug it.
Yeah, you could really chug
it. And we chug that shit, and then fuck you up. Only one. You need one, and that's it.
And you'd feel it. But I would drink two.
Yeah, that shit's crazy. I remember throwing it out the window one time too.
Yeah, I think it was the blue one. The blue one's
one
nasty.
of them was real bad.
Yeah, but I would slam like two of those boys.
And then start your day?
No, not start my day. But I remember I drank I had drank a Four Loko, and then later on I had met up with you.
And we went to Walmart
and went to the mall and everything. You didn't even know.
I know.
And I was like, and then we got another one. And I was like, I already drank one. I go, shit, you drank one?
Yeah.
I don't know why. Maybe it's a Mexican thing. Or I don't know if it has to be in my DNA or something. Because I'm not that heavy. And I can drink way more than a heavy person. Like my drinking level has always been pretty good. Like as far as who can intake the most alcohol and not die, it's me. At least it's what's been shown. Like I don't go to sleep. I can stay up. I keep drinking.
Yeah, I know. After probably like I don't know how many shots, like 5 shots or whatever. That's a day.
You get sleepy?
Yeah. I'm not him no more. I lost it. Well, I never had it, but I was like reaching at least to try to get it. But nah,
the only thing is that the hangovers the next day. The hangovers was always the worst thing. And then you hungover, and then like you have to go about your day. And when you're fucked up, like when you drink the day before and then you wake up fucked up, you try to hide that you're not fucked up to everybody else, but you're fucked up.
And you don't want to do shit.
And you're throwing up and shit.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
And you feel nasty. Everything doesn't taste good.
You feel like I'm throwing up. Yeah, I know. When I would throw up, I feel like I was throwing up a kidney. Like that's how, like my organs were squeezed.
It's your lungs. Your lungs squeezed.
No, I felt like it was right here. Right here, I felt like my kidneys were squeezed. And I remember one time, was it because of drinking? Yeah, it was because of drinking. I remember one time, the next day, I was so bad hungover that we had a couch in the bathroom. You remember that time?
Oh yeah.
We had a couch in the bathroom. Well, because we were moving stuff or something, and there was a couch in the bathroom for like a small period of time. And I woke up hungover. It was probably the worst hangover I've ever had, and I was throwing up. And like I said, my kidneys were squeezing, and it was hurting so bad. And I was like, I think I'm gonna die. Like that's how I felt. And how old was I? I had to be like 17, 16, something like that. And I was thinking in my head, damn, like this is not normal. Like my organs are squeezing hella hard. Like shit's hurting. I feel horrible. And then I was like, I think I'm gonna die. That's how I felt. And I remember I sat down on the couch and I was like, if I die, I die. Like I would and
Yeah, fuck you. Like telling anybody.
No, I just stayed there. I just stayed because I don't know.
I'm gonna die, but I'm not gonna ask for help. I'm just gonna die right.
I just
I'm just gonna lay down and die right here in the bathroom.
Because I think it would be like it's shameful in my head because this is self-inflicted. And that's what's so like that reason why I wanted to hide it. Because I was so like ashamed of like this is my doing. Yeah, didn't wake up just sick, right? Like no, I drank my dumbass drink, and this is the result of me drinking. And then it's like but it's crazy because when I say that and hear that back to myself, it sounds like I had a drinking problem. But I don't think I did because we were only drinking the weekends. And it's not like I needed it. But that's what a drinker would say. But I think that might be part of the reason why I've had a lot of kidney issues. Remember that time too? My kidney was on fire. I thought another time, but then, like, it's crazy because when I think about dying, when I think about death, when I'm in a healthy state, I'm not afraid of it. And when you're when you have something going on with your body and you don't know what it is and it's internal, if it's external, if I cut myself, if I can see I'm not bleeding, it's just, and I can see I'm in hella pain, but I'm not bleeding, I'm fine. I could diagnose myself. Oh, I'm fine. I'm just cut. I'll live. But when it's something inside and I don't know what it is, and you just have to guess, especially if you go on Google, because Google will say you freaking die in 10 minutes. So, what was I saying?
That you're not scared when you're healthy.
Oh yeah. But when I was feeling shit like that, it's not that I'm scared, but I get worried. And I don't know why. Because because I try to think about, I guess it's just natural. It's just natural to be scared to die.
It is, and then like GTA's just almost coming out, and
and that's crazy because it's crazy you say that because like when there's shit to look forward to, like I'm like, what if I don't live to that long? Now GTA 6, like it's whatever, that's one thing, but it's not mainly the things that I think about. But when we plan shit, hey, next year we'll do this or whatever, or when I hear stuff like that, I'm like, oh, who knows if I'm gonna be here next year? And I don't know if that's just me, but that's how my brain thinks. And then I think about like my lifestyle. I'm like, my lifestyle is not that good as far as like when it comes to health. Like I be eating bullshit. I know I should be eating better. And just recently I started going to the gym with you. But I'm like, I've been doing the same shit for how long? And I'm like, I feel like one day it's gonna catch up to me. So that's how I be feeling.
I'd be feeling good.
I be feeling good too. I feel like
I'd be feeling hella good, too good.
I feel like I'm you know what I want? I want to be in the best condition of my life as I get older. So what I mean by that is I want to be in the best, like in my early 20s. I want to look better than I was in my early 20s. That's all I'm trying to say. Because there's always that image of people telling you as you get older, you're going to get fat, you're going to do all this thing. And it's like, that's just based on your decisions. And I love to eat too. I love to eat.
Everyone loves to eat.
I love
that shit. The biggest drug in the world.
Yeah.
And it's not as good. That shit good. It's so pleasurable to just eat. Shit tastes too good. But you just got to learn self like discipline. Because it's like, yeah, okay, good. It's like, do you want to? I want to be healthy. I want to be physically fit enough towards where I can still run. I don't get winded that easily. I see videos of people just walking around the car get winded. How you get winded? Walking around a car, you get winded. Just talking.
It's probably because they don't do nothing.
Yo,
They don't do no type of exercise.
Yo, big back.
Yeah, big back. Yeah.
You just need to be doing something because I'm not gonna be an 80. You know, it's gonna be hard to make it to 80 if you like. How many 80-year-olds do you see that are obese?
That's what makes me think like, oh, maybe I'm overthinking shit because there's people who have a hella unhealthy lifestyle and live. So, but live to be old. So maybe it's just like a God thing. Like
a lot of old people I see are like not super fat. I mean, they're not like fit, but they're not super fat. Like how many like
that's crazy
obese, like huge with a little chair, and are like 80 years old? None. They don't exist.
I mean, that's crazy because now that I think about it, a lot of the old people I see
are like not terribly in like
are not in bad shape.
Yeah, there's like they have a tummy or whatever, but it's not crazy.
Do you think that maybe because the people who are in bad shape are not going out themselves?
Because people who are they're dead.
No, I think maybe they're just inside.
I've never seen an 80-year-old 200 plus person. Never, ever in my life.
You think it's like? Do you think it's possible?
No, hell no. No, because you're stressing your heart out, carrying all that weight.
Because it seems
for 80 years.
Yeah, that seems like I don't know. That's crazy to think about.
So I need to be able to live to a point where I can play GTA 10 in real life. I want to be able to run around and kill people in real life.
You can do that now. Not just play GTA 10. That's crazy. There was this dude who like monitors the dark web, and I've seen a couple of his videos, and he tells you like how easily motherfuckers can swipe your credit card information, all that shit, right? But he has done multiple interviews, and I don't know if it's a recent interview, but I seen a clip of the dude was asking him, "Hey, like, what's one of the darkest shit you've seen in the dark web?" And he was talking about, he's like, he was thinking, and then he was like, I don't even think I could say it, like, and he's like, oh, but I got one, you know. And he's like, I could tell you this one. And he said, this wasn't even on the dark web. So what that means is it's accessible to everyone. Dark web, from my understanding, you have to go through a process to even access it. It's not just you open up Google illegal? And you hit a website. No, it's not illegal.
It's not illegal to search through there?
It's not illegal to search the dark web. It's illegal to like to purchase illegal shit from the dark web. So like the reason why you would think that is because in the dark web is where a lot of people sell stolen shit, Bitcoin, credit cards, whatever. Like for example, you can go on the dark web and they'll sell you a credit card with a debit card. A debit card with a balance of 1,000 and will charge you $150 or $200. So you would pay them $200, they give you the info for that debit card, and you got a G. Now, to me, like, I'm sure if you know what the fuck you're doing, you could probably really access that money. But to me, that sounds hella risky. And not only that, there's plenty of other things that you can order from the dark web. There's people ordering
organs,
probably too. But there's people ordering like mystery boxes. And I'm like, I don't know what that means. I don't know where they got it from. But this dude, and he made a YouTube video out of it. He bought a mystery box, and it was a little girl's backpack, and it had hair on it. Like, I don't know if it was like real hair, but it had hair in the front of it. And they were like, this is probably a little girl's backpack that was like kidnapped or something. Now, I don't know if that's true. They're probably just guessing. But I mean, and the backpack was dirty, and they opened it up, and I think there was like children's clothing in there. But going back to what that guy said, right? Because he said one of the things that the worst shit. He said that there was people who paid to watch a live stream of a baby, an infant, to get her head stomped in. And I'm like, what? Like, yeah, like an infant baby. So they paid. It's almost like he made it seem like they requested that. Like they asked the dude, "Hey,
Like
this is what we want to see."
They took a poll, did a poll.
Yes, I don't know what they did, but like even just hearing that, it bothers me.
It feels fucked
and it's
up.
crazy because there's not like you hear a lot of things like people get murdered but even just that, like just hearing that, to me, it bothers me because that's one crazy motherfucker. Like to be able to do that to a little kid. And I think maybe because I could picture it more because my sister has a newborn, like a couple months old. And I'm like, how can somebody do that to a baby like that? And I'm like, yeah, whoever doing that, right? And first of all, it's crazy that exists. But whoever's doing that, man, like I hate to put anything on anybody, but it's like I really hope that God shows you his wrath. But it's like because how can you do that? Right?
And they just live stream it?
Yeah, and they live stream it.
And then they do sub, like
I don't know what they do, you know, but the idea of that, there's people, right? You can understand. It's hard to understand that there's somebody who's willing to do that in general. But now you got people who are paying to watch it.
How much they paying?
I don't know how much they're paying.
It's got to be a real poor country somewhere.
I don't know what it is, but it's like the fact that this is going on, and who knows who, like there's a dude, I forgot, I mentioned him before. There's a dude who makes videos and says, I watched it so you don't have to. And he'll describe it to you and he'll play like dark music and shit in the background. And he talked about there's people who boil cats alive and skin them alive and torture cats, break their legs and shit. I'm like, but like that's
on screen?
Yeah, like
and they make
videos.
It?
They make videos. I'm this is just a normal video.
Is it illegal to maybe not take part, but as far as like just view it? Like if we go right now to anywhere, any website on whatever, and some guy's streaming that shit and it's happening live right now, and we tune into it,
of a guy breaking somebody's cat's legs, is it illegal? I don't think so.
Feels like it should be though, huh?
I don't think it's illegal, but I think like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know, but maybe that in itself is not illegal, but maybe whatever you did to access that maybe is illegal, or I don't know. I don't know, but I have no interest in that. I don't care. I wouldn't want to see that. You know, but there's somebody doing that shit.
I don't know. It's fucked up. It's weird how you can find other weirdo dudes that fucking enjoy, that were willing to pay.
Yeah. For some weirdo shit.
Some weird, crazy shit like that. Satanic shit.
Yeah, like that's, but to me, the to do that to a baby, because like an infant, which is like the most innocent thing in the world. You're gonna do that thing to the most innocent thing in the world, right? I'm innocent. If people, well, maybe not. Like if you consider my whole life, right? But like, just say somebody else, right? Somebody else who's just never done a bad thing ever. He's innocent, but at the time, like, if he dies, it's not as bad. It's bad, right? But when it comes to a baby, you know, that guy flicked somebody off. He's innocent, but he flicked somebody off. He done something. He's probably hit somebody before. He lied. He's done something. But this baby has done nothing to no one. And it's especially, and then I think it's more messed up because this baby's defenseless. Like, it's one thing to do it to a man, like he can fight back. But to do it to a creature, a little baby that can't fight back, can't do nothing, doesn't even know what's going on, and you to do that to him, that's why I was like, it's crazy.
No, that is bad though. But what can be more worse than that? It's probably the worst thing that could be out there. It's stomping babies. That's probably the worst thing ever on the internet. Like, what's worse than stomping babies? Torturing babies, maybe?
Probably, yeah, it'd probably be anything like that. Or anything with children, fucking with children. Yeah, and I think like one thing like to these people who do that, yeah, like I think death penalty.
Worse. Diddy. They need to visit Diddy.
Because it's like I always think about like death penalty is harsh, but when you consider the circumstances of that, I'm like, Bro,
that's too easy though.
Yeah,
death is too easy.
It
needs to be painful. It needs to be real.
It's crazy because as humans, we want revenge, right? We want
we want
we want to make you feel pain the way you made that other person feel pain, or the baby, or whatever, right? And
you know how they would hang people, like they would put a spear in their ass and make them hang, that type of shit. So that when their hands get tired, the spear go in their ass a little bit more and a little bit more. Yeah, that's what we need to do to them.
Like, it's crazy because when I think about, right, that type of disgusting type of act that somebody can do. If people said we're gonna start having public executions, right, as a way to put fear in anybody to think to do any type of shit like that, right? Like, because remember how, like, back in the day, they would have public executions and people would take their children and shit. And not only would they take their children, after the person died, they would go and get a piece of the hair, a finger, or something from the body so they can take home as it was just a normal thing. And they would take their children. And that's crazy. Public executions is crazy.
It's crazy in today's society. But back then, it was probably murder their death was probably real common. I think death is way more, is a bigger deal today than it was back then, because there's a lot less people dying from murder today than there was, or there are killings and stuff back then. Because people, today at least they're pretty effective at catching people who commit murder.
Well, not only that, I think a lot of people have grown out of that savage shit.
Yeah.
Right, because not only is times changing, shit's getting harder, to get away with shit. And I think like why you want to kill someone for, huh?
I don't know, it's too much work.
It's like I understand that they wrong you crazy, right? But you better be crazy to kill someone. But I understand
it's got to be worth your life.
There was a story about a guy who lost his son. And I don't know if I got that information correct, so I wouldn't trust my story. This is just one where I'm hearing. But the guy had a son who was killed by the police. From what I hear, he was running away from the police, and he raised up a gun and pointed it at their direction. That's what I hear. I don't know. I can't verify that. And then the police ended up killing his son. So that when they informed the dad, I don't know if it took place the same day, the next day, but he got in his car and he drove down, I don't know where, but I don't know, downtown, I don't know. But with the first police officer he saw, he ran him over and killed him. Because he was so angry, I guess. And now he's facing, I think murder charges.
Because at least probably life or death penalty.
And there's a famous video going around right now of him standing tall, looking at him with his head up, looking at mugging on his way out the courthouse, or into a separate room, mugging every officer like crazy. And people are like, that motherfucker standing tall. And it's like, but when I heard the story,
I don't think if let's say an Asian guy comes and stabs you, and then you're like, well, I'm gonna go and find the first Asian and I'm gonna kill him. I don't think that's right. I think you can't justify this, it's not the guy you ran over didn't do shit to your kid, but yeah, because he's flagging the same colors, automatically it's fair game. I don't think that's how you do it. If you would have said he went to the officer that shot that landed the killing blow,
and that's what I thought initially. And like I said, I don't know the story 100%, but that's what I thought initially. I thought that an officer killed his son, and he went and killed that officer that killed his son.
And I was like, I'm not saying that's more right. I don't think. I mean, because I don't know.
But that makes more sense.
Yeah, that would make more sense,
right? Because it's like, why would I hurt an innocent person that done nothing? But I think when you get in the midst of rage, and it's like too, like I understand, it's crazy. If that's your son, they killed your son. But if my son was doing dumb shit out here, well, of course I would have warned him. But if I hear he was doing dumb shit and he upped the gun on the cop and the cop killed him, like, of course I would be like devastated and stuff like that. But would I want to seek revenge against that cop? No, I don't think so. Because that cop was protecting himself. And my kid was the one who was causing the danger. He was the harm. And when you up a gun to an officer, you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. That's suicide. So you're not gonna win that. So as much as it would hurt me, right? I don't even think it would cross my mind like seek revenge. Now, if an officer killed my son for no reason or something like that, then it would be different. Then who knows? I might want to seek revenge.
Murder like that. Murder.
I don't know why, like that human instinct of just wanting to.
Yeah, it is caveman shit. Like, hey, we gotta get even, or maybe not even, but it's just like you want them to pay.
Yeah, and it's always
vengeance.
Because, and it sucks because when a police officer does it, well, they have like a whole gang behind them, and sometimes the court's behind them because
and the government
they favor them, and then there's so many people who will back them,
and they got money,
like, and it gets really to the like. It's like, bro, put me and you in the same room. Like that's where it really comes down to at the end of the day, in any scenario. Like it don't matter. Put me and you in the same room, and let's see who walks out. That's like the most gangster shit there is. If you kill me, you win. You know, but that's like the most grittiest.
You would think that would be a thing,
animalistic thing to do. Like
if two parties agree to fight to the death, why wouldn't there be like it's America? Why wouldn't that be allowed?
Because I think because then people will start doing it. People will start dying from that shit.
Let them do it. They agree to it.
Yeah, and then like especially because if it was legal, then people would live stream it and shit. It would be the UFC of that shit.
If they agree
and
to
shit,
it,
you would be tuning in. Watch out, pay-per-view. Who dies, Marcus or Luis? Like, to tune into that shit.
I mean, I probably would tune in. I don't know. This shit would be nasty though. All the blood and shit. And like, I mean, it would be.
I mean, think about it. Like UFC, you've seen freaking people be bloody like crazy.
Yeah, but I guess, yeah. If it's just fist fights, I mean, you can kill somebody, you choke them out, and like if you beat them to death, but they'd be pretty tired.
How long do you think a fight will last?
Before they're too tired.
To death. Like you put two average dudes, they don't do cardio, they don't do none of that shit. You put two average dudes in a fucking box.
And they don't have to die. But it's like they sign that if they one or the other kill each other, it's fine. But
or they can be like,
after 10 minutes
that's the crazy
fighting,
part though. Unless it was a mutual agreement, it would have to be like, hey, we're both okay to that. There's no backing out of this. Somebody's gonna die, and you have to agree to that, or that can't happen, or they will stop it.
They could be like, oh, okay, we won't. Like it's either they're gonna kill us, we're gonna fight till one of us dies, or we gotta both say we don't want no more.
I mean, there can be rules and shit, I guess. Well, there's mutual combat. Like there's in Texas, you can
with a police officer president.
Yeah,
you can box it out.
You can box it out, and the cop can be the referee. That sounds Texas as fuck, huh?
Yeah, yeah. Because I mean, that's how that seems American shit. Like, hey, I have an issue with this motherfucker. He has an issue with me. Hey, stand guard, and we're gonna duke it out. That's tight. That should be in every state.
He should be like, hey, we're going to take you to the grass, make it as safe as possible.
Yeah.
Go. It'd be entertaining as hell as a cop, huh? You're watching fights and shit. Like, that's UFC live and shit.
Yeah, and then you can bet on them and shit. That'd be tight.
But then it would be different because when do you pull them off? He would have to go to referee school and shit.
Yeah, but it's like it's a fight.
But the guy would
he can't let him kill him.
Yeah, the guy would be like, you pulled me off, and like I wasn't even out. Like no, I won another round.
Yeah,
and then when does it end? What if he does want another round? Is he entitled to that?
No, it's one round. That's it.
But who decides what one round is? Is that a time length?
No, it just goes until you see that somebody's is either doesn't want no more. It's real easy to know when somebody no longer wants it no more. And then also when it's like, oh yeah, you're fucking them up. Yeah, that's.
But what if they're fucking each other up?
Then you let it keep going until they tire out.
Dang.
So long as one of them, they're not within death door type shit.
And you would have to go to medical school and shit to feel like somebody's gonna die or not.
I mean, I'm sure they got first aid training. Cops, sure they do.
I don't know. There was this guy who what do they call those people who pick up dead bodies at crime scenes and stuff like that? Is there a certain word for it?
Morticianist or some shit? Is
that what it's called?
I think those are the people who examine the bodies, I think.
There was a dude who said that he that's his job. Like he's picked up like over 20,000 bodies.
20,000?
That's what the claim was. I believe
20,000.
I believe it was 22,000.
20 in how many years did he say?
In like 20 years.
22,000. So that's like 1,000 a year.
He said he has seen so many bodies.
That's like 3 bodies a day.
He said he's seen so many bodies. He had to pick up his cousins and shit like that too.
He's lying.
And
he liar.
And they were talking about him like how does that affect you? And he's like it really doesn't. It doesn't really bother him. Like but he was talking about like he's afraid of beetles. He said because he said he had to pick up a body and he didn't have a body bag, so he said he had to wrap him in like cloth or something. And that body, I don't know if it was laying out for a while, but he said the body was filled with beetles, and he had to load it up in a car, and I think it was like a van. And he said while he was driving, beetles were climbing up him and everything. And he's like, and it was so bad. He said it was one of the worst things ever.
You would think he have like a hearse, like some shit where
I think he did have a special van, but and they normally have body bags so they can zip them up and stuff like that. And that's one thing I never thought about, because it's like there's crime scenes and shit like that. Well, not even crime scenes. Some people just die and then they find them 2-3 weeks later. You know, it just happens. But when you hear it, like this dude, like he death has always been like near him. Like he goes around his story, like even when he was 16, he said he's seen people get shot in the face and shit like that. And he was at 16, 17 rendering first aid because he was going to school for that. So he knew, and when things happen, he said he would always keep his first aid like thing in the car or near him at all times. And he said he would need it. And that's why he's like, I think this was my calling, like, because he saved lives. Like somebody got shot in the face or something like that. He hit and I think the dude died. And then he was rendering first aid. And then when they came and they checked him, they said he got a weak pulse. Like he's like, you're bringing him back. Don't stop. And the dude lived. And your families have came and thanked him like, hey, for saving their family member's life and shit like that. With him, I'm like, that's a crazy thing because I would never do that.
It's too bloody. That's like, it's not it takes, you gotta have like strong nerves and shit.
I can do it, but it's just something I wouldn't want to do.
It seems like it's too much stress, because you'd be worried about trying to ensure that you do everything within your power to help them. And it's like, I'm thinking about like how many mistakes I be making at work, and like there's no mistake. You can't make no mistakes because then he's dead. And then if he's dead, that's gonna weigh on you because you're like, fuck.
No, because I think like it wasn't just him. Like he wasn't a doctor. He was just like the paramedics that when they come in the ambulance. And that's why I think those people are numb to it, because this is what they do. They do this, and this is what they see. They see people
the paramedic people come in,
and they're emotionless, huh?
Like, yeah, they seem like there's like just another day. Yeah. And then the women, sometimes some of them are women, and they're like big girls. Yeah. They be picking up bodies, no problem. They be lifting motherfuckers, no problem.
I mean, and I get it, because if this is what you do every day, it'd probably get like, it would just be another day for you in the office, huh? But that's crazy, because he always said, like, people will ask him, like, you're worried about them haunting you and stuff like that? And he always said no. He said no because he said, I always treat the bodies with 100% 100% respect. Like everything I can do for the body, I will do it. Like I never do anything, nothing. I treat it like if it was one of my family members. The best top of the notch shit that I can do for that body. And he said, so I never have problems. And then he's like, he's like, you sleep fine? He said, I sleep perfect, no problem, nothing. And he said he did it for a long time. And then he said one day he quit or took some time off, but he said he quit. And he quit because he's like, man, like he started like getting trauma, I think. And he was like, I need to like take some time off. So he's like, I need like 6 months, 8 months to a year. So he took some time off. And then he said, when I quit, he said, I started having nightmares. And he said, like I started seeing the people I was picking up again. I was reliving it again in my dreams. And he said that's crazy because I've never had nightmares. I never dreamed of nobody ever. And he said all of a sudden I quit and I'm having these dreams. So he's like, man, I gotta get back to work. Like because that's how he took it. Away. He took it like it's his calling, and then he went back to work and he stopped having those dreams. So it's crazy. That's why he believes that he is his calling. And it would make sense, right? Because I think we all serve a purpose. And somebody got to do that job.
I wonder how much money he makes.
It must be paid good, right? Because you to clean up dead bodies, and because that would be like automatically you would assume trauma comes with that.
Yeah, because it's kids, it's everything.
That's what he was talking about. He said it's not just adults, it's mamas, it's babies, it's everybody, and you have to go clean it up or pick it up and everything. That's pretty crazy when you think about it.
Yeah, that'd be hard. I think the kids would be hard because you just see that, because they'd probably be pretty fucked up if they're dead.
That's why I couldn't do that.
It'd just be depressing to see.
Yeah, and then to go to a normal day to work. Like, I mean, live your life.
You can't really live your life when there's a bunch of death around you every day. Like, death is so negative that it's hard to freaking... You can't, like... It's hard to find joy when you're surrounded by death every day.
Well, he said he has a therapist. He goes to therapy. And he's like, well, people never taught us that because he's black. He's like, well, you don't go to no therapist, you know? And it's like, same shit with Mexicans. When do we go to therapists? Never. No matter what you've been through, you don't go. It's not what we do. So I think like that.
It's just because it seems like a waste of money.
Yeah, and it seems like, and it's like we have a lot with Mexicans and black people. We have a lot of things in common. Like we understand that, you know, but maybe not to all white people, but to a certain group of white people, they're like, what? Everybody should have a therapist. I've heard that people say you need everybody. It's good. It's important, right? But
it's like car insurance.
Yeah, like you should have it.
Yeah,
and he said
that's another bill.
He said he had, and they asked him like, you think like this person really cares because he's getting a check? And he said it took him and his therapist 2 months for him to actually start telling her stuff, to break him, like to really him start talking. He said it took 2 months.
Yeah, but that's 2 months of paying her for no reason.
And so where he started talking.
If I get therapist, I'm telling her everything from the front to the back, everything. I'm getting full naked, everything. Because she know everything about me.
Dang. She was saying, no, he was saying that he don't tell his wife nothing. He's like, because I don't want to see. He's saying like basically like he was basically saying like he don't want nobody to see him vulnerable. And he's like, but this therapist, she don't know me, you know. She don't really know me, and it's just I don't know why. He's like, it's just you just should feel more comfortable talking to somebody who you know is not gonna judge you or nothing like that.
It's a stranger,
but basically. I feel like it does judge you.
But it's like when you open up to a stranger, probably he feels like there's no, like everything is like between me and her. It's like policy. I can tell her anything, and like it's never gonna come back and bite me in the ass.
What was that thing? I don't know if it was a TV show where a lady went to confession. I think it was, I don't know if it was a TV show. I'm pretty sure it was. She went to confession and she said, "Hey, I gotta confess something." She's like, "What?" She's like, "I killed my husband or my previous husband or something like that." She told that to the father, and the father ratted her out in the show. I think it was a show, and she's like, "That's supposed to be just me and you, right? Isn't that like the thing?" Like, he's like, "No, you're going to jail."
Yeah, I don't know.
You're going to jail, bro.
I don't know if that like legal things is within that thing.
I don't
It's
think
not like a lawyer, where it's like a lawyer. Yeah, there's like.
What would happen in that scenario? If you have a lawyer,
I think it can be used against you.
You told the lawyer, but it would ruin the case, right? Because say
It
like
doesn't
this,
matter, but
because if you told the lawyer that you actually did something, and he whatever, and then he just comes out, maybe he would face penalties. But I'm saying, what would happen to that case? If he's like, "Hey, he told me everything, and I have proof under recording and all this bullshit."
Yeah, it won't be. It can't be.
It can't be used against you
in the court system.
So they just would still trial you with that evidence that they have, but they wouldn't use that.
They wouldn't use that. Yeah. So,
but don't you think that confession that they seen affects their judgment?
No, it doesn't, because the judge will never see it. The people who say guilty, not guilty, they would never see it.
They would put somebody, and they would put a new judge if he has seen it.
Yeah, they would. It would have to be like you're getting tried solely by the evidence that the prosecutor provides, and they can't use anything else.
Yeah, that would make sense. That wouldn't be the way to do it. Yeah, but let's do 10 for 10.
Yeah.
So every week now, we're gonna start doing 10 for 10, which is a thing we've been doing on and off like for a little bit now. And what that means is I put $10, my brother puts $10, and we put it on a casino app, and we gamble that shit to see if we can make money.
Yeah, we'll do this shit every week.
So we're gonna start doing this every week. Hopefully, we don't go bankrupt off the shit.
It'll be 10 for 10, a new segment, and then we'll keep track of like how much money we put in, how much money we win, and at the end of the year, we'll see where we're at. And
we'll keep track of not only how much money, but which casinos are having higher payouts than other ones. So today we'll do 10 for 10 on Caesar's Palace.
And then sometimes we'll take random like slot calls. We'll take like numbers. We'll do whatever. Player, baccarat, tie, whatever. Sometimes we might just be it might be like we might lose that shit in 5 seconds.
Yeah,
who knows?
We're gonna have to see. But this is not like to encourage gambling though. Like you shouldn't gamble. If you don't gamble, just don't gamble. Like I'm telling you, like you lose. Is it fun? It can be, but I mean, you're just.
I feel like it's the same thing as like drinking. It should be done with moderation if you enjoy it. But if you can, like alcohol, like cigarettes,
but it seems like well, maybe that's just a me thing. I don't know. It seems like it's more of a pool. I don't know. But let's get into 10 out of 10. So we're gonna do Caesar's Palace because it's just easier, and we're gonna do 10 for 10. So we're gonna put in $20. And what do you want to run it on?
Let's do 10 on roulette.
10 on roulette. All right.
And then we'll do the other 10 on baccarat. See if we come back.
Let's see if the app works. Cause all right.
So 10 for 10. But if roulette hits, then we're done. Or we to continue try to run it up.
I think that's really the question. Like, what is the goal here?
Because look, 10 for. I think if we double up,
we get out. Yeah. Because we're gonna be doing this shit every week.
Yeah.
So if we double up, we get out. So we need $40.
Yeah. So if this first roulette spin hits,
so $20 on roulette.
So 36. See, that's my number. 36 and 6. Now it's gonna hit 17 or 0. Watch. We're gonna miss it, and then the next one we're not gonna get shit. The 26 right here. Watch. Boom.
So I just pick random 10.
26. Watch. Okay, we're good.
So I just pick random 10, or I pick 5. You pick 5.
You pick 5.
All right. So we're gonna do $1.
Yeah.
21, 24, 19, 3, 5,
0, 11, 17, 26. and one random one.
34. All right, so $10, 10 random numbers. If we win, that's it.
So if we hit this, then that's it. We double up. If we don't, but the thing is to hit a lightning number.
I mean, one day we'll probably hit a lightning.
We need to hit a lightning number. We hit a lightning number for 500. That's $500.
24.
Did you hit 24? You did have 24.
Yeah, I did have 24.
Okay, boom, double up. Now we're done.
That's it. So that's it. That shit was short.
Yeah, 20.
But hey, now we're good. That's it. So that was fast, but hey, and don't take this as like go gamble. Don't gamble.
Quick little double up. That's it. Save the 40. Come back 20, 10.
So next week we'll do again 10 for 10. Let's see. If
the thing is to run this shit up to $1,000, and then the thing is to run this money profit wise. Like we got to capitalize on all profit, and we'll go on vacation with it somewhere
at the end of the year, if we can do that.
10 for 10, double every single week. Because if we do 10 for 10, right, that's $20. $20, that's $40 a week. 40 times 50, what's that?
That's if we win.
$2,000.
That's if we win every week.
We will win every week.
I don't know about that. But hey, first week, that's just a success.
Quick little
20.
Quick little 20.
Quick little 10-10. That's 10 for 10. Thank you for listening to the AB podcast. You can follow us in the links below. All our social medias are linked there. If you want to buy some merch, the merch that we're usually wearing in the podcast, you can buy it as well. The link will be below.